To our first story, Italian oil firm Eni is considering an out-of-court mediation on the current impasse with Springfield Oil on the unitization of the Athena and Sankofa oil fields. Now, this is what Joy Business has picked up from persons with knowledge about the current stalemate between the two oil exploration firms. It is, however, not clear for now what might have influenced the move by the Italian oil firm. This is because Eni earlier this year filed a case at the London International Court of Mediation seeking to reverse the directive from the government to merge the oil fields. Well, joining me for further discussion on this is energy expert and executive director of the Kumasi Institute of Technology and Environment, KITE, Ishmael Ejekumhene. We're grateful that you could join us. What do you make of this recent move by Eni?
Funds to be placed in it, while the
Good evening, Charles.
Good evening. So the question now, what do you make of this recent move by Eni?
If it's confirmed, I think it's a good move because I'm not too sure anybody wants to waste time and money at the International Court of Arbitration. So if they want to agree to an out-of-court settlement, then I think it's a step in the right direction.
And in relation to that, what particular signal do you think this could send the investor community?
Well, first of all, I think if they choose to not to go to court, I mean, we've just heard that they've lost a case recently. So if that's an indication that the Minister of Energy is after all right, then what the signal it sends to the international community is that in Ghana we respect the rule of law, and if you feel strongly about something, you can take it to court, and the court would give you a fair hearing. If you're not satisfied and want to go to International Court of Arbitration, Ghana has shown that they are prepared to meet you there. So to the investor community, it's a sign that the rule of law works as far as business dealing in Ghana are concerned.
Well, let's also, have a broad understanding of government, because there are questions regarding whether or not it must consider a review of oil contracts, because there are concerns that the country is not benefiting from this. What particular perspective can you attach to this?
When you say government should review the agreement, what do you mean? That the already signed agreement should be reviewed?
Exactly.
That's if the contract allows that, but I don't think there's been any dispute as to that kind of agreement we sign, unless we're saying that they've breached the terms of the agreement. As far as I'm concerned, there hasn't been any breach, so we can only review the contract terms if there's a breach. I don't think we can call them back to the table for renegotiation, unless, of course, as they seek to an out-of-court settlement, we want to put that on the table as well. But I'll be very surprised if they will agree to the variation of the terms of the petroleum agreement.
Great.
Yes, I've heard the argument that the delay is costing us, and that's important. We have to resolve this issue very quickly so that at least the unitization will go ahead and they'll start developing the field.
And indeed, we shall see how this pans out. Ishmael Ejekumhene, we're grateful that you could join us. He's an energy expert and the executive director of the Kumasi Institute of Technology and Environment, KITE. Away from that, the Minister for Communications and Digitalization, Ursula Owusu-Ekufo, has hinted that plans are underway to introduce a mobile application that will aid in self-registration in the ongoing national SIM card registration. According to her, as at the end of last week, only 2 million of the population have been able to register successfully, a situation she describes as a bit low, considering the number of SIM cards to be registered nationwide, hence the need for the app to aid actually in the exercise. She spoke to Joy Business after receiving an award as Digital Leader of the Year in this year's Ghana Innovation, Information Technology and Telecoms Awards. We have more in this report.
The compulsory SIM card registration exercise began 4 weeks ago nationwide for all mobile phone users to register their numbers and SIM cards. According to the Communication and Digitalization Minister, Esla Owusu-Ekufo, only about 2 million SIM cards have been registered so far out of the 40 million cards in the system. She thinks this has become necessary for the introduction of the self-registration app.
Dead serious about deactivating SIMs that are not registered at the end of March 2022. So if you haven't registered your SIM card, please see your service provider and get it done. I think in the next few weeks, we'll even release a self-registration app which will enable people to register themselves using the SIM registration app. We're working towards that, and we hope that that will spur up the uptake. I think just about 2 million people have registered their SIMs so far. That's a little on the low side. We have 40 million SIMs to register, people. And so please go out there and register all your SIM cards.
The award she received on the 9th is a recognition of her leadership role in digitalizing the economy. Meanwhile, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, received the Best Award for using ICT in driving efficiency. Its Chief Executive, Akwesi Ajuman-Busia, also received the Public Sector IT Leadership Award. Director for Driving, Training and Testing at the DVLA, Prosper Kafui, believes the recognition will spur the agency on to churn out more digital innovations.
Training, we are restructuring our training to be supported by technology, and we've already even started. If you look at our testing regimes now, it is computer-based. However, what we are doing now is to move to a level where people who do not have the skills in computer can still access our services. So we are at a point where we are going to introduce voice over our tests in local languages, and we have selected 6 local languages to do this. These are Ewega, Hausa, Twi, and then Inzima. The whole idea is that whilst we are introducing technology, we do not want to compromise standards, and we do not also want to leave people behind. We want to bring everybody on board. So we look at solutions that will bring everybody, or to make it possible for everybody to access our services. And that is where we are heading towards now.
Chief Executives of Vodafone Ghana and MTN Ghana received the Industry Personality of the Year and CEO of the Year award respectively.
Meanwhile, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, will soon be rolling out an advanced technology program as part of training and testing exercise for prospective drivers. Now, this new form of technology is expected to help persons without knowledge in digital skills to be able to benefit from the quality services provided by the authority, thereby reducing road accidents. Director of Driving, Training and Testing at the DVLA, Prosper Kafui, told Joy Business that the process for the innovation has already begun.
If you look at where we've got into today, it's been supported by 3 pillars: the people, processes, and technology. And that is where DVLA is driving towards. We are simplifying our processes using technology to drive customer service and give customers the experience they deserve. And that is what has brought us this far. We are going to roll out more experiences for our customers in the coming years and even in the coming days. We are at a point where today technology drives what we do. And we are going to deploy more. Even in the COVID era, it calls for more of this drive. And that is where DVLA is going towards.
With particular to your department, testing and training and all that, how are you inculcating technology into the work you are doing, especially with the training of drivers?
All right, so I'll take the training and then the testing itself. The training, we are restructuring our training to be supported by technology, and we've already even started. If you look at our testing regimes now, it is computer-based. However, what we are doing now is to move to a level where people who do not have the skills in computer can still access our services. So we are at a point where we are going to introduce voice over our tests in local languages, and we have selected 6 local languages to do this. These are Ewega, Hausa, Twi, and then Inzima. The whole idea is that whilst we are introducing technology, we do not want to compromise standards, and we do not also want to leave people behind. We want to bring everybody on board. So we look at solutions that will bring everybody, or to make it possible for everybody to access our services. And that is where we are heading towards now.
And still within the tech space, and the Cybersecurity Authority has revealed that unsecured telecommunication infrastructure, among other things, has provided an enabling atmosphere for cybercrime to thrive in most African countries, including Ghana. A recorded amount of $69.2 million was stolen from corporate bodies, individuals and groups by cyber criminals in 2017 in Ghana. The acting director of the authority, Dr. Albert Boisianko, says these amounts have subsequently increased due to COVID-19 and the increase in online activity over the period. He spoke at a workshop that trained over 70 persons from the criminal justice sector on the new Cybersecurity Act.
Officials of the Cybersecurity Authority observe monies lost to cybercrime have increased due to the COVID-19 pandemic, resulting in increased activities online. It should be more than $70 million since 2017's amount of $69 million. It is therefore engaging players in the criminal justice sector on the new Cybersecurity Act to help effectively prosecute cyber criminals to plug all the potholes resulting in revenue loss. Dr. Albert Boisianko is the Acting Director General of the Cybersecurity Authority.
We are migrating onto digital platforms, and consequently, once we connect to digital platforms, we expose ourselves to criminal actors as well. If you take our jurisdiction, in government sector, there are a number of digital initiatives. Mobile money interoperability is a network-centric infrastructure. The paperless port, which has been hailed, is a network-centric infrastructure. Look at the Ghana Gulf platform, which is centralizing revenue collection. That's an important national infrastructure. These infrastructures, because they are digital infrastructures, essentially are exposed to what? Risk. Once they are compromised, it could really affect either our national security as people, our national well-being, social well-being, economic prosperity, and so on and so forth.
He spoke at a workshop for more than 70 prosecutors and investigators on the Cybersecurity Act 2020, Act 1038, for the criminal justice sector in the northern sector held in Ashanti region. Dr. Boisianko says it is critical to develop capacity among relevant stakeholders and parties in order to achieve a resilient, safe and secure cyberspace.
Once you pass a law, the next stage is administration of that law. Therefore, they are the first people, especially the investigators, the people who are going to investigate, let's say, online offenses against children. So they need to understand the provisions in the Act to be able to enhance the quality of justice delivery as far as cybercrime issues are concerned. So we hope to do this across the various regions of the country to ensure that we have a successful implementation of the Cybersecurity Act.
Meanwhile, her ladyship, Justice Ifiasewa Asaribuchi, gave some advice to the participants.
They be more diligent in the way they obtain the evidence, make sure that they obtain evidence in accordance with law, and then they place the evidence before the court the way they should, and make sure that they are able to prove the elements of the cases that they bring before the court.
The nationwide engagement is part of activities of the nationwide Cybersecurity Awareness Month, meant to reach out to stakeholders and educate them on the provisions of the Act. Prince Apia reporting.
And you're still watching Business Live. Still to come in the bulletin, Joy Business wins big in the 4th edition of the Ghana Business Awards, emerging Best Business News Brand of the Year. And that was a summary of international business news. Well, to a good news now, and your favorite business news brand, Joy Business has been honored as the best business news brand of the year for its outstanding business news report in the country. The prestigious award was conferred on the Multimedia Group brand at the 4th edition of the Ghana Business Awards held over the weekend. It jointly won the award with Graphic Business. We have more in this report.
Prestigious award was conferred on Joy Business at the 4th edition of the Ghana Business Awards held over the weekend. The Joy Business and Graphic Business teams were commended for their outstanding reportage on business-related issues in the country and abroad. In all, 65 individuals and institutions, both private and public, received recognition for their excellent performance and impacts on the social-economic development of Ghana. Some award winners for the night expressed their excitement.
The Little Car, we've been around for about 2, getting to 3 years. And to win the award for Discovery of the Year, I think for us it's a combination of a lot of the good work that we've done, and it indicates that the good work that we are doing is being recognized, is being seen, and the impact is being felt.
For us, this award is very, very meaningful, and we take CSR very, very seriously, because whatever we do, we have to give back to the community for their support and encouragement.
ADK Consortium is an engineering firm, and then we are basically into construction and consultancy. So this award means a lot to us. It means we are recognized in Ghana so far, and then we are aiming at going worldwide.
It's a big congratulations to the entire team at Blochem Industries. We are very excited that our excellent products and services have been acknowledged by the Ghanaian business community. And so it means that we should continue the good work, we should continue the good quality and standards we put into the production and also distribution of our products.
The award scheme seeks to recognize and award individuals and organizations which have risen beyond all odds to achieve excellence in their various fields of expertise and practice. James Eshen's report for Joy Business.
Well, meanwhile, head of Joy Business, Odilia Ntiamwa, says the team will leverage the recognition to better serve the business community.
We have offered good platform for our clients, and then we have consistently delivered audience share to them to be able to sell whatever they are looking for. So I believe that this is what we've been doing so far, and I must add that any program that we have also been coming up with in these times have also been based on data.
Exactly.
Data.
Exactly. Especially in this world of fake news and where people just can't get a grasp of the cracks of stories. But I'm also very keen on, of course, as a reporter with Joy Business, having to break down the stories for our audience to quite understand. But help us understand what this will mean for the brand Joy Business and maybe the multimedia group.
Well, it's just a continuous stamp, for our brand to say that we are the go-to people for the best of event collaborations. We're the best or the go-to place for authentic business news. We're the go-to place for institutions that want to run business-related projects and for these people to really work together with us. And we are not actually going to really rest on our oars. We're actually still going to be working and doing a bit more than we have currently done with just 7 people. We do a lot of magic at Joy Business.
I can understand. A big congratulations to us. Away from that, up to 50% discounted sales on everything housing and building hardware are available at the ongoing EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair at the Accra International Conference Center. As today marks the very final day of the event, scores of patrons are headed to the venue to take advantage of the last hour's cool deal, which end at 7 p.m. Joy Business James Eshen was at the event to engage some exhibitors and patrons. Here's his report.
So are people really coming? Are the patrons really coming around?
Very well. This very Habitat Fair has been very exciting. A lot of people have trooped in, and in fact, as compared to others, this has really, there have been very improvement, and we are very happy for it, sir.
All right, thank you. Now, Charles, let me move to some patrons to get some reactions from them as well. And I have here a sir who is in to also purchase some of the housing accessories here. Hello, sir.
Hi.
We've seen you here at Mega Max. What are you in for?
Basically, I'm in for washroom accessories and kitchen set. But I've just got in, so I'm going around to see if I can get what I really want. But so far, it's been exciting. I've seen a lot of people here, making sure that the fair goes on smoothly, including yourself.
All right, thank you. Now, Charles, let me also move to some other patrons to speak to them, to know what they're also been up to. Hello, sir. We're live on Joy News. I want to get some reactions from you. Seen you here at Special Gardens. Now, tell me, you came in to purchase something. You've been here for some few minutes now. What are you in for?
Well, James Ishan with that. Well, 3 students of the University of Development Studies have been awarded a total amount of 45,000 cedis as prize package at the emerged first 3 winners of this year's Vice Chancellor Business Innovation and Incubator Award in Tamale. The second in the series of the awards is to encourage the student venture into entrepreneurship. Here's more.
The Vice Chancellor's Business Innovation Award Scheme is part of efforts of the UDS to identify and support potential entrepreneurs among the students with viable business plan and to support with funding to enable them actualize their dreams. Each winner took home 15,000 Ghana cedis and a certificate. Addressing the dignitaries, the Vice Chancellor of the UDS, Professor Gabriel Ayumte, said even though he had muted the idea of introducing an innovation that would help unearth talent, he reached a firm decision when he saw an incubation program held in one of the universities he visited in the US.
And then in the community, like Tamale Metro here, it's a big area, just like we have this cultural center, that the government invested in it, the local government, and people who have these innovative ideas come there, incubate their businesses for 2 to 3, 4 years until the business mature before they move out and they start going to rent their own premises. When they are doing the incubation, nobody taxes them, nobody charges them for utility, nobody. They are just under this incubation. When you are incubating, you don't hatch the baby with the chick, so you cannot eat it. So this idea, I realized that yes, if we implement it here in UDS, we will not only be creating viable alumnus, but it will also be a point of attraction for the young ones in the secondary schools to know that if I go to UDS, I'm likely to become a top businessman.
And that'll be all for the bulletin. I'm Charles Aite. For more news, to log on to myjoyonline.com. Many thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of our programs.